Rain pattered rhythmically against the rusted awning of Forgotten Alley in downtown Seattle. The city pulsed with life just blocks away. But here, the world was still and gray. James Jimmy Wilder, 52, wrapped his threadbare coat tighter around himself as the cold wind sliced through his cardboard shelter. Once a carpenter, once a father, now just a ghost in a world that had passed him by. Jimmy didn't ask for money. He survived off what others threw away. Scraps of food, forgotten blankets, and the kindness of rare strangers. Most people passed him like he was invisible. But Jimmy had long since stopped caring. That night, like so many others, he was ready to disappear into restless sleep. Then he heard the sound. A strange whirring, followed by a sharp crack, like metal snapping midair. Jimmy sat up. The alley lit up with a brief green glow, and then it went dark again. He rose cautiously and shuffled toward the sound. Behind a dumpster, hidden in shadows, lay a figure. It wasn't human. Chapter 2, The Stranger. The being was tall but curled in pain. Its skin shimmered, iridescent like oil on water, and its eyes were large, black, and filled with confusion. Blood, though not red, but a soft blue, leaked from a gash in its side. Jimmy froze. Every instinct told him to run. But something about the creature's eyes stopped him. It looked afraid. "Hey," Jimmy said, voice low. "You in trouble?" The creature blinked slowly. It tried to rise but collapsed again, groaning softly in a language Jimmy didn't understand. Jimmy looked around. No one had seen it land, or crash, whatever it had done. He sighed. "All right, let's get you out of sight." It took all his strength to lift the alien. Surprisingly light, the creature clung to his shoulder. Jimmy dragged it back to his shelter behind the dumpster and laid it on a collection of old blankets. Rain hissed around them. He pulled off his coat and pressed it against the wound. "Don't die on me, Shiny. I don't know who you are, but dying ain't allowed tonight." The alien's hand touched his chest, just over the heart, and a flicker of warmth spread through Jimmy's body. The creature's breathing slowed. Then everything went black. Chapter 3, The Recovery. Jimmy awoke to a warm, golden glow. He blinked. The creature was still there, but its wound had sealed. A small orb hovered above it, emitting light and humming softly. The alley smelled like wildflowers instead of urine and wet concrete. "What the hell?" Jimmy muttered. The alien opened its eyes and, for the first time, spoke. "You saved me," it said, its voice echoing oddly, as if multiple voices spoke in harmony. "Why?" Jimmy laughed dryly. "You needed help. What kind of question is that?" The alien sat up, stronger now. "You are of low status in your society. They discard you, yet you gave warmth. Life." Jimmy shrugged. "I've been where you are. Bleeding. Alone. I know how that feels." The alien regarded him in silence, then said, "I am Solari, from the Ian Expanse, a diplomatic envoy." "Jimmy," he replied, "from here, unemployed carpenter, ex-husband, homeless." Solari extended a hand. "Then we are both displaced." They shook, and just like that, the universe tilted. Chapter 4, The Gift. Over the next few nights, Solari explained that his vessel had been attacked by hostile forces while en route to a summit of interstellar civilizations. Crashing to Earth had not been part of the plan. "Human governments cannot know I am here," Solari said. "They are not ready." "No argument there," Jimmy replied, passing him a can of beans heated over a fire in a tin. But something had changed. Jimmy began to feel different, stronger. His chronic back pain faded. His mind, once fogged by years of street life, became clear. "You touched me," Jimmy said one evening. "Back when you were dying. You did something." Solari nodded. "I transfer a fragment of my core energy to survive. It linked us. You are now partially attuned to Ian frequency. In English, you are more than you were." Over the following days, Jimmy's life transformed. He could sense people's intentions. He began to fix things, radios, watches, even a broken wheelchair, without tools. News of the miracle man in the alley spread. But Jimmy never revealed Solari. Chapter 5, The Break-In. One night, as Jimmy returned from helping a local soup kitchen fix its broken plumbing, he found the alley torn apart, blankets shredded, the dumpster overturned. Solari, gone. Scorch marks marred the ground. His heart thundered. He didn't know who had taken Solari, human or alien, but he knew he had to act. And somehow he knew how. The link inside him pulsed. Closing his eyes, he focused and saw flashes of light. A military truck. A cold lab. Solari restrained. He opened his eyes. "I'm coming, friend." Chapter 6. The Escape. Getting into a black site facility should have been impossible. But Jimmy was no longer just a man. With heightened senses, strange intuition, and bursts of inhuman strength, he scaled walls, avoided guards, and found Solari in a lab beneath a federal facility outside the city. Solari was weak, surrounded by cold machines. Jimmy placed a hand on the glass. Solari's eyes lit up. "You found me." Jimmy grinned. "Told you dying wasn't allowed." He shattered the containment glass with a punch. Alarms blared. The escape was chaos. But somehow they made out, hijacking a surveillance drone and soaring into the night sky. Chapter 7. The Revelation. Back in the alley, Solari looked at Jimmy with deep pride. "You are rare," he said, "not because of your new abilities, but because you help without expectation." Jimmy shrugged. "Isn't that what people are supposed to do?" Solari's chest glowed. A small sphere emerged and floated between them. "This is a sovereign seed. It creates a new beginning." "I don't understand." "You saved an intergalactic envoy. Under Ian law, that grants you honorary elevation. You may request one gift, wealth, power, travel among stars." Jimmy stared at the sphere. He could ask to be rich, famous, off this planet entirely. But he looked around, at the alleys, the shelters, the faces of those still suffering like he had. "Can I use it to help others?" he asked. Solari tilted his head. "Yes, you could build, heal, house." Jimmy smiled. "Then that's what I want. Not for me, for them." Chapter 8. The Legacy. The next morning, the world changed. Suddenly, anonymous donations poured into shelters across the country. A new foundation called Second Light appeared, building eco-friendly housing for the homeless, offering job training, counseling, and care. Reporters searched for the founder. They found Jimmy, still in his coat, now clean-shaven, organizing food drives. "You were homeless just weeks ago," one said. "How did this happen?" Jimmy just smiled. "Had some help. From a stranger." No one believed him. Of course. But late at night, when the stars burned bright and green, shimmering the clouds, Jimmy would look up and whisper, "Thank you, Solari." From an alley forgotten by most, one act of kindness had changed not just a life, but the world.